currently CSIR Emeritus Scientist. I would like to invite convener of this international conference, Professor Prabhati Kumari Mahapatra. May I now invite our organizing secretary of this international conference, Dr. Zoology Utkal. May I now invite our convener, Professor Prabhati Kumari Mahapatra ma'am, to address the gathering.
Very good afternoon. I was wondering whether I should say afternoon or evening. So it's not yet 5 o'clock, so I thought let me address very good afternoon, one and all present here. Professor Walter Newton, our revered GPS of this meeting. Respected Professor Megha Parajuli sir, our guest of honor. Honorable Professor K. Murugan, our guest of honor. Madam Parajuli, esteemed colleagues from different departments of Utkal University, participants from different parts of Odisha, India, and across the globe. Welcome you all once again to this valedictory meeting. So we have come to the last part of this 3 days international conference on technological innovations in animal science research and social transformation. So at the end of the story, no doubt I'm really happy and would like to share something with you all, the participants, our revered guests, that it took around 1 month just to fix the title of this conference. That it should fit to a subject zoology and requirement of the funding agency, which is not less important. And we should be able to accommodate biologists from different fields. So maybe, even though we took a long time, 1 month, but now I'm happy that it was not a bad topic or title. So we could accommodate the microbiologists, starting from microbiologists to herpetologists. So it was a broad area, and the social transformation, that is the outcome of the research and their contribution to the society. I was hearing to each and every presentation. I had been to the poster presentations as well. So at the end of everything, there was something which was meant for the society. And when science does something for the society, and we have been discussing for the last 3 days, that how United Nations in its Agenda 2030, it has given emphasis to science and technology, that without which social transformation is not possible. So I feel and believe that we have given justice to the conference title, that we could include the latest technological developments that are being applied in the biological research, and at the same time the outcome of the research, that how it is so important in bringing out transformation in a society. So once again, I welcome you to this meeting, and thanks to everyone, one and all present here, for your cooperation active participation, and overall bearing us. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your kind words. I would like to invite our esteemed participants to share their experiences of this 3 days conference.
Thanks for the part of the institute, and it was well organized. I am very happy and delighted since a long Utkal Institute has not been organized like international conference. So during my PhD tenure, I am also looking, but I regularly and frequently attend outside of the state. So it was very great. So I have also joined my postdoctoral work of presenting some of the work at here. So this is all about good times. So very true and honest. So time is little bit gap. And the second thing, and program is good. I will enjoy the Temple City Bhubaneswar and sideways the success. Thank you.
I'm Dr. Surajana Banerjee from the Zoological Survey of India, Kolkata. So I would firstly like to express my deepest heartfelt thanks to the organizers. Head of the department, Sir Zoology Sir. Wonderful, very enriching experience to be here, since we are scientists in a department where we deal with the basic taxonomy, nomenclature and classification of animals. ZSI, as you know, we are the custodians of the floral resources of our country. So it was really a very learning experience, great learning experience for me, because we don't know what we are researching upon finally goes into the applied sciences. So it was really a very rich takeaway from this seminar about the different approaches, the technological innovations that are going in science in our country. So I'm really deeply thankful for everything, for all your warmth, for your cordiality, and also to the young girls, starting from the welcoming. They have given us such a wonderful traditional welcome. So thank you very much.
So the hosting process, everything, I felt very happy with the conference. Such obedient students I saw, and the energy of the performances, even cultural activities also I enjoyed. Even the research, so actually so much detachment for the research from past 7-8 years onwards. Really, again, I feel I connected with the research. This is my experience in the conference. Thank you once again to organizers and the people of Utkal University and all.
Thank you for all those beautiful experiences. May I request Dr. Sharmila Parajuli Madam to share some of her experiences with us.
have been to ship.
Speak louder.
I don't have a habit of talking like my husband does, but I have been to different conferences with him. I have gone to the different meetings. Here I found that all the students, like previous person also said, that very obedient, very energetic. I'm very impressed with that. Everybody has a lot of energies. Not only that, you all celebrated my birthday. It's going to be very memorable for me. I'll never forget that. You all will be in my heart. Thank you so much. It was a wonderful experience. Thank you so much.
Any other experiences any participant would like to share?
I would like all the participants to stand up and give a huge round of applause for the great team. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. May I take this opportunity to invite our chief guest, Professor Zoology Utkal, to address the gathering.
Okay, I should say that at the end of this meeting, I'm quite impressed by the quality of the work, the enthusiasm of the researchers who present their work, from very junior students to very senior faculty. I did have an opportunity to see all your posters and interact with you individually, but the ones that I was able to see and the lectures that I was able to listen to and hear, I was impressed by the breadth and the scope of the work, the diligence with which it was carried out, and also the interest in the practical applications, the relevance, as the title of the conference said, to the society. This was also coming through in many of your presentations. So I am very pleased that I was able to attend, and I hope that, at least for me, this is the beginning of further collaborations and hopefully more visits where I will have the opportunity to interact more with some of you, maybe not directly in person, but with modern telecommunication. We can also use other means to interact and to collaborate. So I thank everyone for the work they presented and for the warm hospitality that I enjoyed during my stay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. May I now invite guest of honor, Professor M.N. Parajili, sir, to address the gathering.
Good afternoon and probably good evening. Really, this is an honor for me and my wife to be able to join this August crowd. And when we first thought of coming here and participating in the conference, we thought it's another international conference we have been to in my lifetime. Both my wife and I have been to probably hundreds of international conferences over the last, I don't know, I'm 60 plus, so I have gone to way many international conferences, several in India, but this is very unique. I congratulate the organizers and especially HOD or HOD, Dr. Sahu. I mean, he is not in the forefront. I'm watching him just kind of in the background and running around and things like that and making sure everything is in place, everything is running orderly, whether it's a meal, whether the break time, a tea, audio, video, what have you. I think any conference, the success of a conference is the management from the ground up. Your convener, Madam Mahapatra. And I want to also recall Dr. Panda, who was our first contact. And I mean, there are countless number of people who have really made this conference look so nice, but we just don't realize how hard they are working on the background. We just come here in the morning and we have beautiful stage, beautiful setting here, all the talks are going on fine and handy dandy, everything, meal is wonderful, 3 times a meal and 3 meals a day and all kinds of things. But I ask all of you to give a sincere round of applause for the organizers for making it successful. And a couple of things I like to draw your attention here. And as I age and as I go and attend so many of these international conferences, I like to see the key words of the conference title. Madam already said about the difficulty in actually coming up with the name that is suitable for the scope of the conference. And this really caught my eye. A couple of things on innovations and social transformation. We are at the cutting stage right now. We are at the turning point in science and technology. Advancement in science and technology has been going on in such a linear trajectory, it's an incredible speed that everything is moving so fast. We have not been able to catch up with the speed and apply that increased knowledge, advancement in knowledge to the practical application so that we can have social transformation in a manner that we enhance the livelihood of people. When I say livelihood of people, whether it's the farming community, scientific community, or any sector, business community, industry, everywhere, I think our science must translate, or the advancement in science must translate to cause positive social transformation. I think that was the key message. I hope this thoughtfully crafted symposium or the conference title, I hope, captured all this tremendous number of and the variety of presentation that we are privileged to listen to during the last 3 days. And I personally, I don't know whether I contributed to this conference through my presentation, but I certainly learned a lot from this conversation and then this conference. So rather than conference benefiting from me, I think I benefited from this conference. And I challenge that every participant, I hope you also think that way, that you learned a lot, you benefited from this conference. Conference benefits from the collective effort, but we as individuals, we learn a lot from this collective mass of scientists and professionals gathered in this conference room for the last 3 days. This is phenomenal opportunity that we all from various walks of life. I'm not even a zoologist, I'm entomologist, but I'm more of a plant scientist. I'm a botany specialist. And here, looking at all the biochemistry and so forth, and I learned a lot from this. It may not be the background of the science, but the essence and the scope of the science that this institute is conducting. And I had opportunity to visit a couple of labs this afternoon, especially the biotech lab, and looked at the types of publications, and in the zoology lab also, they have the publications listed or the hung on the wall. I mean, I purposefully looked at the type of journals they are publishing. And coming from US, I can validate, I can say this very clearly that your work the quality of your work and the publication, the impact your institution has made in the scientific community is awesome. And it is by far way ahead of the normal curve. So you must be congratulated for that. This is, as I said, I'm kind of emotional here looking at, I thought I came to a department of zoology, you know, a small conference. Coming from a huge land-grant university in the US, we have 74,000 students in our campus. 74,000. The largest university in the United States. In one campus, over 70,000 students. And I thought, well, I'm going to a small university and one zoology is doing this conference, so, you know, it may be small. But looking at the quality of work, I think what I'll challenge to you is, maybe I was not aware of your work until now, but what I suggest is your institution must do a international or global outreach to show to the world what you are capable of doing. Not only the students and PhD scholars, but other scientists. So this really the cutting-edge research you are doing. I personally, on behalf of my university and on my personal behalf, I congratulate you, and I wish you the greatest success in the future. And last couple of points. One, my wife and I didn't come here just to come here for a conference. I think from the personal standpoint, I like to see this relationship continue to grow and have a collaborative relationship between this university, this department, this college, and my university. Not only my university in the US, but other universities that I could perhaps pull together for any kind of collaborative relationships in relevant research topics. So I think, look at the room full of scientists coming from different universities within this country and outside. And if nothing else, a tangible and continuing positive network created by this 3-day workshop will be giving a strong dividend for the benefit of this institution down the road, and it's a mutual benefit. So, very good, thank you. I'm very privileged to be here, and also Dr. Manda for all personal level care you have given to kind of hauling us from here to guest house to this and that, and I mean everything. We didn't need anything, we just need to show up, and this young man takes care of everything. So we really thank you for all the help you have done. And the last but not the least, the hero of this 3-day conference is the student body. You have an awesome student body. Without and I think my wife also mentioned that, I mean, in North America, especially in the US, students are not as loyal or as obedient as we are here in the Northeast Asia. And that's given, that's fact. Because we have that cultural richness. We value our culture. We have that Eastern Purviya Sanskriti culture. That's one thing. But I have been to different parts of India also. But here, no offense, Dr. Murugan, your students are great too. But I was blown away by the dedication and the loyalty of this student group. I really salute this group. Thank you, congratulations, and best wishes.
Thank you, sir, for encouraging us with your valuable remarks. May I now invite our guest of honor, Professor K. Murugan, sir, to address the gathering.
Very good evening to everybody. Really, I am very happy to be here as one of the speaker or Congress conference. People gave a very good opportunity to be here as one of the member. I am really very happy. Really, as Professor Dr. Mega Paraduli said that, the doctor, right from Dr. S.K. Panda, Dr. Gunanidhi Sahu, Madam Mrs. Dr. Prabhati Mugabatra, and also Dr. Jagneswar from Biotechnology Department, and two other members from Zoology. I'm not remembering their names. They have done very well, and they have organized the conference very nicely. The hospitality, what they have given was very excellent, really. And really we have enjoyed the first day, and we gave a plenary lecture. And also we went tour to Konark and also Lord Jagannath Temple. That is also part of our tour. And really going to abroad is very easy now. Going to India from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, South India to Northeast is a very, very big issue. It's we can say sometimes a language problem, and like that. Okay, so that as the students really presented very well. All the students, they have answered the questions. Whatever the senior people asked the questions, the students have very well answered their presentation, their slide preparation, everything on par with the international standard. And the students also interacted with the senior scientists, like Walter Luton, Dr. Mega Parjuli, and also some students came with me and they have take a photograph, and also they want to take they want to make a report like that. They took a photograph. We are all very happy, and really the Congress went on very well, and I'm very happy, and I thank once again to everybody for this conference, and really I'm much thankful to you. Thank you once again. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now it's time for the distribution of certificates. In these 3 days, we had oral presentations and poster presentations. So we have winners at different categories, starting from the bachelor's level to master's level to PhD level, and till scientist and faculty level, we have different winners in different categories. In the BSc section, the first prize goes to Manashini Rao, PP88. Second prize goes to Shri Sankalp Mishra. Shri Sankalp Mishra is from MPC Autonomous College. In the master section, the first prize goes to Shravan Mandri PP90. Second prize goes goes to Riyanka Datta. And the third prize goes to Ms. Sangeeta Paridar. Mentor of Manashini Raut can collect a certificate. For Manashini Raut, his mentor would collect the certificate. Manashini is from these group of institutions. In the PhD category, the first prize goes to Ms. Anita Kumari. The second prize goes to P.W. Shandian, and the third prize Ms. Poonam Das. Two of the participants are absent, so we will move on to the next category. In the scientist of faculty level, Dr. S. Banerjee from ZSI, PP 39. The best oral presentation is a scientist of faculty level, Dr. Kakani Bhadra. The next best oral presentation in the postdoc level, Dr. Shubhashmita Dutt. Okay, she is also absent. Next best oral presentation in the research scholar section, Sushma V. Thank you, sir and ma'am. Yeah. May I now invite Dr. Gunanidhi Sausa, Organizing Secretary, for the vote of thanks.
Good evening, everybody. I will be excused. officially being the organizing secretary, which is practically not true at all. Because each of the around 270 persons, those who were present at one or other point of time, were the organizers, are the organizers. All the dignitaries, whether they are on the dais or off the dais, because officially I am the organizing secretary. It's like that, what you have stated, I do not want to conclude that. By offering a formal vote of thanks, because by this the conference will be closed, which I do not want personally. I want this to continue maybe for 2-3 more days, so that we will have more quality time, and we will be able to examine each of us at each and every stage. Well, at this moment, I am the happiest person, because probably I am the person who has bothered most to my colleagues. Next, over whom I have the 100% authority, my students, my authority who supported me wholeheartedly, all the resource persons and the participants. I don't find anybody whom I can leave or we can leave not offer a vote of thanks or not offer something from our heart. Be it all kinds of participants, the sponsors, the esteemed resource persons, my authority, university authority, all the persons, those who have helped us, assisted us at different points of times, in many different ways. Although everybody has a claim over this cake of success, personally I wish to share this cake, my share, that small part which I deserve, with 3 groups of persons. One with all my students, the first part. The second is with one Panda, Mr. S.C. Panda, Suresh Chandra Panda. Because for me, his entire family worked. This YouTube live streaming, all these arrangements, whatever you see, these arrangements, audio, video, technicality, whatever you see, all the food, whether good or bad, that we have enjoyed for the last 3 days in the department, it was everything was organized by him, not he only. His son was doing all this video recording, live streaming. His son for the last 3 days is here, and his wife and daughter, they were doing marketing for this conference. So this is beyond of that. If the conference has materialized, that this 3 days go, if it could move, that is only because of Mr. Suresh Chandra Panda. I don't want to thank you, because by that, that will become so formal, I will not be able to forgive myself. So it is something different. Then another is Mr. Sujogya Kumar Panda. It is because of him and because of Sir, you 2 persons. It's a normal, ordinary conference. It could become international because of Sir, you 2 and your madam. Because of these 3 persons, it could become international, or else it is an ordinary national conference, although we have participations, representations from many parts of the country. All these three contacts were originally established with Mr. Panda, Dr. Panda. So this could become international out of him. And he and his team of work, this abstract volume, certificates, everything, dedicated a group of students who we are working at times till 11 o'clock in the department. We sat together and worked. For them only, it could become all these formalities. We could complete. Like by profession, I am a teacher. So like any teacher, I will have an examination for the student participants. Within a day or two, all my dear students participants will get a feedback form. Because while organizing this conference, we had an objective, and obviously we have to count the achievements. I have prepared around 25 points questionnaire, around 25% questionnaire that will be shared with all the students. It's like some of the points are like this. What prompted you to apply and participate in this conference? What did you get at the end? Did you interact with any of the participants, students participants, beyond your circle? If yes, how many, why, and how? Did you interact with any of the resource persons, the plenary delegates or invited speakers, or the oral presenters? Any of you, if you have not presented a poster, then how many posters you have seen? How many titles or research ideas? Now we can tell. Did you record anything? Whether you came with your notebook or the small card that has been given by the organizers and the pen, did you make any use of that? We will not be there beside you while answering for this, but we expect and we believe that your honest confession on all these things. And what is your take-home message? When you return after spending some money, your travel, with all the comfort plus discomfort that you have experienced here, what is your home take message for everything? Then a few suggestions for the organizers, like how best the conference could have been organized, your honest feedback, in the sense that in terms of scientific content, resource persons, any specific field or stream that could have been organized or you could have contacted them. This is important for us because if any of us think in future to organize any such program, whether regional, national or international, whether seminar, conference, workshop, training, anything involving the students and participants, so the organizers must learn their shortcomings. At the beginning I told today I am the happiest person because the kind of stress I had and I was, of course we were, all my friends, my colleagues particularly, we were passing through for the last several days the kind of pressure I am exerting on each of my colleagues, asking them maybe at late 11 plus in the evening, or asking them at 4:30 a.m. in the morning, have you done this or have you done that? or do you remember these things? But of all the persons present here who participated, I am the ultimate loser. In the sense from tonight, beyond tonight, I will be losing each of you physically. I will be losing the kind of emotions that I am carrying for the last several days. I will be losing my anxiousness, my anxiety that I was going through, expecting each of my revered guests and participants. I will be losing that waiting each of my students to eat, then I will take my plate. I will not get that opportunity anymore. On these fronts, I will be a loser like anything. And in fact, like Sir has initially, Professor Parajuli has remarked, although officially at least let me tell, I was interested to remain present inside the hall and to listen many of the presentations. But for many small things, largely because of my inability, I have to move here and there. So at that moment, I was telling that probably I could not manage things so that things are not perfect. So instead of sitting in this room and listening to the learned persons, I am losing all these things. And the most I will be losing that for the last 1 week, I have transformed myself from a teacher to a friend for my students. I enjoyed the way I behaved with them, and probably each of them originally they became as if they were each of them as my biological teachers, not biological children, not my academic children, which I always tell. I am afraid that tomorrow onwards probably I will not be the same person for the last 15 days or so. The way in which I am dealing with you, I am behaving with you. Probably I have not left any of my students in teaching them in one or other form, which I confess, which I never do, sir. Probably I am more a teacher than a social person. That's why usually I try to remain a teacher. That's all. So all these things I will be losing. Very often my colleagues from different departments like physics, chemistry, then biotechnology specifically, they come and tell me that tell us how will we help you. Can I send, if you ask, I will send our students to help you. All those things I will be losing. I do not know whether I will be able to organize any, although I now know that ABC little bit, I could learn how to organize an international conference, but I am afraid with the time which is there, which will be there for me, till I superannuate, whether I will be able to organize one more international conference. As an organizer, officially again, this is my first and probably the last international conference as the organizing secretary, although I have organized maybe not less than 10 national conferences, workshops and seminars in the same capacity, almost always. But this experience is completely different. So this I will be losing the most. Probably for the next few days, you all will come in my dream. And I request each of you to allow me and please free yourself to come in my dream so that I will remember you. At the end, I beg an excuse for all kinds of excuses. either committed by my students or on the part of the organizers or on my personal behalf. We tried a little. Your honest and kind feedbacks will help us in learning something. At the end, I tell you, I request each of you not to leave us, not to forget this international conference. And if you, I'm concluding with, if you ask me that what was the most important point, most landmark point during this entire period of organizing, original materializing this conference till this concluding function, it was the 8:30 to 9 p.m. last evening. I will remember that throughout. Again, I am repeating, last evening, Saturday evening, 8:30 to 9 p.m. in my department premises. That will be not the golden moment, but if anything is there, the most valuable thing in the world, that will be that particular moment. So thank you all.
Same thing for us. Let's see the standing ovation. Well done.
We will be grateful and indebted to each of you always. And as long as I live, I will cite this example. This particular event I will cite. So with this, the conference is officially over. But the network that at each and every level that you have established or we are trying to establish, let that continue through Mendelian principles of inheritance. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. With the generous words of our organizing secretary, this brings us to the end of the valedictory ceremony as well as of the International Conference on Technological Innovation in Animal Science Research and Social Transformation. Thank you everyone for your gracious presence. Thank you. I request everyone to stand up for the national anthem. For the audio, but I think we can sing it together.
Radhe Jai.